Why does Copenhagen have some of the craziest architecture in the world?
The architecture is pretty contemporary, very modern.
How do you take a library and make it look like a giant black diamond?
It was built in 1999.
And who looks at a power plant and goes, yeah, let's put a ski slope on top of it?
This is actually my first time in Copenhill. There's so many things to talk about this building.
The thing about Copenhagen is, architecture here isn't just about making something aesthetic.
Konditaget Lüders. I'm probably butchering the pronunciation, but bear with me. The first parking garage in Denmark to utilize a rooftop in this way.
It's about making it practical, playful, and sometimes even award-winning.
Look how ginormous this building is.
So in this video, I want to investigate and take a closer look at 4 architectural buildings in Copenhagen and what makes them so fascinating. Each building with its own story and secrets.
Behind me is one of the biggest churches in Copenhagen. It's made out of 5 million yellow bricks. So the architect who came up with the idea of this church actually died during the process of building it, but then his son took over and completed the building in 1940. The building is giving this Gothic medieval vibes. The high ceiling of the church gives it this sublime look. And the interior reminds me of Danish minimalism. Not so much to show for, but still looks good. I also came across these very classic wooden Danish chairs. In a way, it complements the interior of the church very well. An interesting detail I found was this ship hanging from the ceiling. I couldn't find any reference for it on the internet, but I'm assuming it's to honor the Danish Viking heritage. One thing I noticed was that there was barely any Christian worshippers in the church. It was mostly tourists taking pictures and whatnot. But in a way that was expected because Christianity is a dying religion in Denmark. More and more Danish are becoming secular and atheists, while still participating in religious festivities. Not for the sake of the religion, but as part of their culture. Fun fact about this church is if you go to Google and type Shrek's church, this is the church that's gonna come up to you, because apparently in the movie Shrek, when Shrek was marrying Fiona, the church in the movie resembled this church very much. So it kind of became the informal name of Grundtvig Kirke. They call it Shrek's church. It took them around 19 years to finish building this church. So now I'm heading towards the Black Diamond. It is also called the Royal Danish Library, which is an extension of the old Danish library right here. The reason it's called Black Diamond because the material that's being used reflects the sky and the water in the harbor, which then gives it this shiny look. I'm not sure what material is this, but if you do know, mention in the comment section. I read all the comments. I'm very curious to know. One thing I was very surprised to know was that this building was actually built in 1999. But when you come inside, the design is very contemporary, very modern. The architecture kind of stands the test of time, which makes the building very interesting. I actually used to come here a lot and study. I mostly came here for the free Wi-Fi, if I'm being honest. So now I'm next to Copenhill, which is a power plant that converts waste into energy. This is actually my first time in Copenhill. I've never been there before. So if you have not been in Copenhill, we are going to experience it together for the first time. So these stairs take you all the way to the rooftop, but I'm kind of lazy, so I'm just going to take the elevator.
I'm proud of welcoming you at the world's best Copenhagen. Have fun.
So this is the power plant where they convert the waste into energy. So the mastermind behind this building is called Bjarke Ingels from Bjarke Ingels Group.
My name is Bjarke Ingels. I'm the founder and creative director of Bjarkinger's Group, or BIG, and we are standing in Copenhagen on this human-made mountain where you can hike, you can ski.
When you think about a power plant, something that's old industrial building, but for Copenhill that's not the case. It's not just a power plant that supplies electricity to the city, but they also transformed it into an urban recreational center. It gives a pretty fresh and unique perspective to our power plant. All the plants that you see here are actually carefully selected species that are able to withstand high altitude.
All the species have been chosen so they can endure the climate almost 100 meters up in the air.
Copenhill is a reflection of Copenhagen's dedication to sustainability. Konditaget Lüders. I'm probably butchering the pronunciation, but bear with me. This is another architectural design that I find very clever. It's clever because it's multifunctional. It's not only a garage where people can park their cars, it's not only a playground where people can bring their children, but it's also a recycling and upcycling center. This is actually the first parking garage in Denmark to utilize a rooftop in this way.